Hi.
Is the target now a top 10 finish?
We didn't and we still not have this kind of target in our mind. We always concentrate about the process of winning football matches and try to play as the best as we can. Of course, there is those games remaining and we have to finish in the best way, meaning like performing well or try to perform well, try to perform our best. And then the way we will perform, the result will be deciding by that.
Are some playing, though, for their futures? You don't want their heads to drop, do you? Because, you know, we've only the league to play for. You want to see the right attitude, though, don't you?
Yeah, this is what we try to do since the first day, is about the attitude and the process that we try to put in place to win football matches. And you know, we're not going to make any kind of judgment on players because they did not play well or train well in the last couple of days. We have to evaluate the season and how do we perform collectively, and of course, regarding players individually, the attribute that they had for the collective.
Looking back on Monday, Calvin Phillips said Wilfried Zaha dives a lot. A lot of people say it, but that's not the case, is it?
It's quite a strange comment, I will say it. I think that game, you can all see the game and watch the game again. And I think some of them were quite lucky not to get a yellow card because I think their plan was clear. It was to target Wilfried, and Wilfried remained calm and concentrated on his game. And I think he had a really good game.
It's a bit misunderstood because this seems to happen with many managers at Crystal Palace. Yet I've seen him get fouled and clipped, socks broken. You know, he seems to have this quite a lot, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but this is the way he played the game as well. He's really good on the ball and he hold the ball, he fight for it, and he's a really good dribbler. And when you have those quality, you have to look at the other side. Players will try to stop you, and you have to accept it. And I think Wilfried showed a lot of maturity during that game. And he was really close to score that goal. But overall, I think he had a really good performance.
You had a brilliant summer last year with recruitment and yourself coming in. Has there already been plans or talks ahead of this summer about players coming in, or how many you need, and how many do you think you might need?
No, not yet. I think the main focus on concentration is really to finish the season well, and then we will have time to talk about which part of the game that we need to improve to be better, I would say it, next year.
There are reports from up north that Bissaka will be made available by Manchester United. Would it be someone you'd like to see back at Crystal Palace?
I don't want to make any comment. He is a United player. I know that he went through to the academy here. People love him for what he's been done for Crystal Palace, but he's a United player, and I will not want to go into that kind of discussion.
Jurgen Klopp's signed a new contract at Liverpool. You personally, because there's some managers who like short contracts, what kind of manager are you? Because Klopp's obviously got this extension. Is it important for managers to have this extension, or do you like sort of having an 18-month deal? What do you think?
I think what is important for me is the stability, of course. And I think stability will give manager the platform to put his ideas in place and to judge him. But, you know, I think Klopp is in a really good place. He's doing well. He's winning trophies, and I think it is a plus for Liverpool Football Club.
Finally, from me, you're a hero in the red heart of North London, the red heart. But you're loved here, and you said some wonderful words about South London a few days ago. Do you feel this is a club you're beginning to love as well?
Yeah, of course. I think feeling like I'm at home. I'm enjoyed every single day so far. I'm surrounded by people who support me and support the players to improve ourselves, and working with the people around has been really good. And hopefully we'll be like that for a long time of period. But you know, we are in a world where we are judged by what we are doing and the way the team's performing. And I know that can go really quick one way or the other. So I'm really happy at the moment and things going really well. But we still want to win more football matches.
So just finally on the Southampton match as well, a team very close to you in the table.
Yeah.
You've seen they're very up and down side, aren't they? Is this a game where you see you've got such a great forward line to go and get some goals?
Yeah, this is a team that I like watching playing because I believe they have a really good balance between pace, physical and technical. I think they've been doing really well, and I think for us it's a really good example, I think, to follow with the way that they built the team. It's always been a sustainable football club, and they're doing a really good job.
Thanks, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick, nice to see you again. Just going back to Wilf, Calvin said about he dives a lot, but from your point of view, rotational fouling seems to be something that happens to Wilfried a lot. How can you go about trying to protect him that way? Is it something you can speak to referees or the authorities about? Because obviously, they rack up.
I'm against protecting players. You know what I mean? The challenges are part of the game, and Wilfried Zaha or any other players, I think they have to deal with the quality that they have as well. And yes, team tried to stop them, and I think Leeds were quite really smart because it was different players were making fouls on him all the time. But he has to deal with it, and I think against Leeds he did really well. He managed that really well. But at the same time, I don't want him to lose that fire that he has, because that is who he is as a player and as a person. So we have to manage it, but of course, referees has to understand the games as well. And I think, yes, Leeds were quite really lucky not to get a yellow card. And you can see that was a plan for them.
And Wilfried, you said to me after the game, had kept his calm really well. Is that something you've worked on with him? Because I actually remember a game at Southampton. He got sent off in it because he got wound up. Prowse, I think in particular, got under his skin. Is that something you've addressed with him, trying to keep his cool to make sure that he doesn't retaliate?
No, I think it's important to always try to be positive, and for him to understand why players or opposition team try to make him lose his control is because of the talent and the quality and how he can hurt them. And I think that is a compliment, I will say. So it's about him concentrate on this game and try to play as the best as we can, and as well, I think he get into an age where he has more experience and managing well those kind of situations.
Looking at the Leeds game, were you back at it a bit more? Because the Newcastle match, I know you were disappointed with. It might have been a hangover from the FA Cup semi-final. Was that more like it against Leeds?
Yeah, against Dix, I think we were ourselves. I think from the first minute until the last, we played with a lot of tempo, with a lot of enthusiasm, and we played to win the game. We compete quite really well. We were well aggressive, and I was pleased with the image that we show. It wasn't the case, especially in the first half against Newcastle, but that is what we need to keep. We want to enter every game in the same way. And I think this year, it wasn't the case all the time.
I was at the Southampton-Brighton game. Prowse pops up with 2 goals, yet another free kick. You've seen some pretty good set-piece takers during your playing days. Where does he rank, and what special plans do you make for him? I guess it's even more imperative you don't give any free kicks away.
That is, I think, the plan, I would say, is try not to make a foul around the box, because he's one of the best, I believe, in the country, but in Europe. He can score goals. I think he's really good on that. And that is something that we have to be really clever in our defending.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
Alex and BBC.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Alex.
I know you've answered a few questions on Wilf Zaha, but is this something you speak to him about, the narrative, the possible narrative that he's a diver? Because this season he's the most fouled player, and the Premier League history since they kept that stat, he's the most fouled player. So does this type of thing bother him?
No, not at all. Not at all. And yeah, we had a couple of conversations about that. And like I said, it's important for him to understand that, when players make a foul, is you doing well, and they want to stop you. And that happened to good players, to top players. So he has to find a way to manage those kind of situations and to keep concentrate on his football.
And in terms of the squad, if you could have a team news update, please.
No, everybody was good. Everybody trained this morning. The only one who was out was Nathan.
And so Tyreek will be back in the squad?
He will be back in the squad, yes.
Okay. And just a question on Odsonne Edouard. He's kind of been in and out of the team after coming in with a lot of hype behind him. Have you had to manage him a different way because of that? And what's the reason he's not started more games?
Yeah, I think he had a really good start when he arrived, and he played some really good football. And I think, he had a little bit of a dip, I will say it. And we have other players around who have been doing really well. And now it's important for him is to keep fighting, and there's a couple of games left. And he will play those couple of games. And it's important for him is to keep fighting for this spot. But at the moment, yes, he's behind JP, who I believe doing really well for the team.